Warning, major Wayward spoilers ahead. Wayward never settles for less, and honestly, that's what makes this show so compelling. Creator Mae Martin could have easily gone the simple route with a violent boarding school story, but instead, we get decade-spanning twists that turn this genre-blending mix of pain, horror, and humor into something much more complex. And let me tell you, after watching this, you'll be hoping Wayward gets more than just this one miniseries. So here's where we are after 7 episodes. Abbie, played by Sydney Topliff, and Leila, played by Olivia Allen Lind, are best friends who are absolutely on the verge of losing it. They're dealing with the terrifying principal Evelyn Wade, and Toni Collette is absolutely chilling in this role, while also struggling with their own friendship falling apart. But they're still determined to escape this nightmare school, hoping to get help from Mae Martin's character, Police Officer Alex Dempsey, who's been their lifeline this whole time. But here's the thing about Alex. He's got his own serious problems to deal with. This new cop in town can't leave Tall Pines until he gets enough dirt on Evelyn to break her stranglehold over his family. He and his fiancée Laura, played by Sarah Gadon, are planning to leave town together after their baby is born. But at the end of episode 7, Alex overhears something that changes everything. Laura telling her support group that she would never leave town. Never. That's when Alex finally realizes the horrifying truth. Laura isn't actually defying her former master at all. She's becoming the new Evelyn. And what's even worse, it looks like Leila is falling under Evelyn's cult-like control and turning into the new Laura, just like Alex's wife did all those years ago. So the big questions heading into the finale are, will Laura completely go to the dark side? Will Leila and Abbie stay friends long enough to actually escape? And will Toni Collette deliver another one of those angry mother speeches that we haven't seen since her Oscar-worthy performance in Hereditary? Let's dive into how the first, and most likely only season of Wayward wraps up. Do Abbie and Leila actually escape? So Evelyn shows up at Laura's house, sensing that she's losing control over her, but Laura doesn't exactly roll out the welcome mat. Even Rabbit, who's been Evelyn's most loyal follower, is starting to lose interest now that she's watched the child she was supposed to adopt get suddenly shipped off to a different family. The cracks in Evelyn's authority over this community and the school are becoming impossible to ignore. Abbie sees this chaos as her chance and finally puts her escape plan into action. Using stamps that Alex gave her, she creates this elaborate fake love letter from some distant admirer to trick one of the guards into leaving the compound. I know. It sounds ridiculous, but somehow it actually works. This brilliant distraction allows Abbie to cut the power to the school at just the right moment. And since all the other students are wearing identical hoodies, the guards can't spot her when she's outside with Morty and Leila. Meanwhile, Laura unexpectedly goes into labor 3 weeks early. But don't worry, her new cult apparently includes a doctor. I guess that's one of the perks of starting your own cult, right? But here's where things get heartbreaking. After Abbie and Leila get away, Leila suddenly changes her mind and tells Abbie that she should stay because the school can help her. Evelyn has completely gotten into Leila's head and brainwashed her. Even her best friend Abbie can't change her mind in time. While all this is happening, Evelyn confronts Alex in the creepy basement of her school, you know, where those disgusting tadpole water baptisms happen. Seriously, has there ever been a more disturbing combination of words? Things are looking pretty bad for Alex, but then Rabbit has a change of heart when she finally realizes that Evelyn doesn't actually care about her. Despite nearly drowning, Alex manages to turn the tables and gives Evelyn an injection of the same drug she's been using on the kids. Rabbit points out that he's given her a lethal dose, and honestly, it's exactly what Evelyn deserves. But before the drugs fully take effect, Evelyn reveals this horrific truth to Alex. Laura's parents weren't killed by her. They were killed by their own child, Laura, who smashed their heads in with a rock. As Alex leaves to be with Laura for the birth, Rabbit puts the completely drugged-out Evelyn through her own version of the leap, that horrifying mind control technique she used on the students. In her drug-induced visions, Evelyn sees her mother, and then her mouth becomes a symbolic door of sorts. So naturally, she puts her own hand into her own mouth. That freaky dream sequence is the last we see of Evelyn. But the big question is, did she die from the drug overdose, or is she still alive? Since Wayward was meant to be a limited series, Mae Martin probably left Evelyn's fate deliberately unclear. You know how Netflix likes to change their minds about these things. But there's no question about how messed up Alex and Laura's future is about to become. Alex makes it home just in time to see Laura giving birth in a paddling pool, despite nearly passing out back at the school. After they both confess to doing terrible things, Alex gets in the pool with the baby for some skin-to-skin bonding. Then Laura's new cult members decide to join in, and they start passing their baby around like they're playing hot potato, all hugging and doing their own skin-to-skin contact to form bonds. It's weird, it's bizarre, and it's probably only the 9th most disturbing thing that's happened in this series. Alex is clearly confused by all this, but Laura explains that the only way to break the pattern is for their child to belong to everyone. The pattern she's talking about is Evelyn's creepy control over the community and the decades-long ban on having children there. But let's be honest, this new situation is still pretty creepy. So what happens next? We see Alex driving out of town for good with Abbie and the baby. He tells Abbie, "You're not a bad kid," recognizing the incredible strength it takes for someone so young to know who they really are. Abbie responds with, "You're a good person too, Alex." And it seems like Wayward is ending on this hopeful note that they both deserve. But here's the twist that'll break your heart. It's all a lie. This whole final scene isn't real. Alex isn't actually a good person, and he's definitely not going to be a good father. The scene cuts to Alex's real house, where he's closing the front door and going back to his family. He's broken his promise to Abbie, dooming his child to life in the creepy cult that his wife just started. Wayward's real ending, Abbie drives away alone. So Wayward actually ends with Abbie driving away by herself, free, but at what cost? Considering all the psychological trauma she's been through, we can probably assume Abbie escapes mostly unharmed. But what about the school and all the other students? Alex, meanwhile, has given in to the fake comfort of the cult family life that Laura has pulled him into. Whether Evelyn survives or not, there are still plenty of bodies and traumatized children to deal with. Sometimes it's better not to know every detail when you're trying to imagine the best and worst outcomes for characters like these, especially when there might not be a second season. But wouldn't you be curious about a follow-up series set years later, focusing on Laura's new cult? That's how Wayward wraps up, dark, complex, and leaving us with more questions than answers. What did you think of this ending? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.